Hopefully 4 to go, yeah. I think the only difference, between everyone keeps asking us about, would you have liked 18 days off like Hibs have had and gone to the sun? And obviously part of it, yeah. But also, whoever's going to get through between ourselves and Queen herself would be going into this game with momentum because they've got through. And that is the case for us. I look back, I think we've lost 1 in 17. We've had some really, really good performances, scored good goals, and we are playing in a confident manner. I think there's 2 good sides going head to head, and it's all set up for a tense 2-legged affair.
Do you feel you hold any kind of advantage because you beat Hibs at Easter?
No, not at all. I think it can both ways. Hibs have come to Ibrox and won, and we've been there. So, and I don't certainly think, like a lot of people are saying, that we need to go and take a lead to Easter Road. I think they're as capable of beating us at our place as we are of beating them at their place. I think it's just 2 really tight sides. So I don't think, put it one way, come the end of tomorrow night, if we're not going, to Hibs with a lead, don't think it'll be of a great difference.
If you're to win this tie, is it fair to say that you're going to have to deal with Scott Allen in such a way to try and neutralise him, because he's been the outstanding player in the league this year, and he was gifted as well, of course.
He certainly is a good talent, but I'm sure they'll be looking at Haris Vukic, Nicky Law, Dean Shields. So we've got good players in our setup as well. But I take your point. I think they have got a team of talented individuals, but they're a team, they're a good group. But what gives me confidence is, I look at the opportunities we've been creating in the last couple of months, the way we've been playing. I feel confident, regardless, which happened last week. It happened down at Queen at South. We got pegged back to 1 each. But the players went and decided and showed that desire to get a winner. The other day we come off at half-time after dominating a game. We should be 2 or 3 up. Queen of South score with the first entry into our 6-yard box after 35 minutes. It's a good goal from their point of view. We can defend it better. But they showed the character and belief to know. And I had confidence we would score. We've scored, as I said, 2+ goals in most games. So there's a belief in each other. We're well aware how difficult the 2 legs going to be because, as I said, Hibs have got good players. But so have we. I look at the forward-type players and the players that can create. I mean, the attacking full-backs we've got. I think we can open up teams, and we'll be looking to do that.
I think at one point at the weekend, Stuart, saw you turn round and gesture to the fans to calm down. Yeah. So it started getting quite sort of heated. Is that something then that they might need to bear in mind, that you're saying we don't have to win this game at Ibrox?
Yeah, but I take your point, and it's a good one. And I know Hibs will be saying, like Queen at South was saying, go to Ibrox, keep the crowd quiet, score the first goal, the crowd will turn on them. And I've said all along, it is a difficult place to play when expectations are high. We're not, Graham Souness team or a Walter Smith team or a Dick Avatar team. We haven't got that quality. But I've got to say, the last 2 home games have pleased me so much with the supporters. There has been tense moments. We've given the ball away at times, and you can understand the frustrations from the fans. But a couple of weeks ago, our second last home game at Falkirk, we'd gone down 2-0, and the captain gets a little bit of booing, which was sad to hear at the time. And inside 2 minutes, the supporters had turned that on its head by starting clapping him. And that response got us the draw that day. We were 2-0 down and we were flat, and the supporters' response got that. The other day, against Queen at South, we're a goal down. Kenny Miller has a header, the keeper pulls off a wonder save. 30 seconds later, they break on us. Little boy Riley's through on goal, overtakes his touch, and it goes into Cammy. Crowd go, 30 seconds from that, ball gets thrown out to Richard Foster. The ball takes a big bobble, he slices it into the main stand, and again the crowd groan and moan and just show the frustrations. We're all got it, and we just appeal for a little bit of calm and support. Within a minute, the ground was absolutely as loud as I've ever heard it, and this is before we scored. And we break, we get a throw in. 30 seconds later, Lee Wallace is scoring. They got us that goal as much as anybody. And as much as people will look at it from the outside and say, oh, the crowd will turn on them. See, when that happens, the crowd backed us the other night. When it was easy to criticise because we'd had a really good 35 minutes. We lost the goal. We were sloppy 5 minutes up to half-time. We came out again. And I think the supporters, majority of them, realised that we played well and we're doing well. And again, Falkirk, Queen at South, man at match for them, goalkeeper both times. It's all about taking chances and opportunities. But, you know, listen, we're all supporters. We all want success. We all want the same thing. And to get that, you need to sort of be there. As much as I don't want the players to freeze. I want them to go play with freedom. I don't want them to be frightened to make a pass and anxious. You know, and we're all a little bit tense. But see, when you work it the other way and you use that tension and sing and cheer, the difference it has in the players is incredible. And I can point to both of them. You know, I listened and watched it the other day and I thought, you know what, that's real supporters there. They got behind the team when it would be easier to turn us. Don't get me wrong, there were still tense moments and there's still a bit of, you know, anxiety, which is natural. But, you know, we're in it together and that's the only way to be if you want to get success.
McCall, come back into your thinking for this game?
Lee's trained since Monday and he'll be in the squad.
Given what you've just said there, Stuart, about playing at Ibrox, is it the factor that you're more comfortable playing away from Ibrox?
Well, no, again, I think our best performances, if you look, certainly the Hearts game at home when the crowd are incredible for us. We had a good out of 10 men with, you know, a full half to go and they keep us in it and keep driving us forward. What I would say, I'm actually quite happy that the second leg is away, because the other night we knew if we'd have lost, that was it, game over. We're out, we can't get promoted, and the tension does get, you know, nervy. But I think when we go to Easter Road, it'll be flipped on Hibs then. You know, they'll have the big support there naturally, and it might be easier to play the second leg away. But we'll see. You know, there's such a, as I said before, a thin line between success and failure. It can be a decision. And what I will say, as much as I say openly criticise, but you know, the goal we lost down at Queen of South, you know, the block and things like that, I was a little bit disappointed in that. I've got to say full credit to the linesman of the night for giving our goal. It's onside 100%, but their 5 of their lads claimed for offside. I thought it was offside. I think majority of people might have thought it was offside, and it would have been easier for him to give offside. He made an outstanding decision because it was fully correct decision, but fair credit to them. And that little thing like that can change. You know, it can be the difference between going up or not going up. So there's lots of things ingredients to going to be successful.
Usually the idea is it's better to have the second game at home in front of your fans.
Yeah, that would be the case. But I just feel that the tension going into the last part of the game shouldn't be as tense at home because it's the first game. As I said, if we go to Easter Road without a lead, it won't bother me. You know, I still think we'll be good enough to go and get something there and do it. And likewise, Alan will feel the same about Hibs. I remember Champions League game against Leeds, 1-0 down. We come back and won 2-1, and we were attacking. The referee blew his full-time whistle. And it was as if somebody put a pin in the cushion and it were, oh, and you know, there were 50,000 as if, they weren't booing, they were just disappointed we hadn't got another goals if they think 2-1's not going to be enough. We went down Welland Road and won 2-1. You know, so I'm not for one thinking that we have to go, as I say, with a big lead or anything like that. I think it's 2 even sides, 2 sides in good form, playing with confidence, and we'll see what happens.
How much does it come down to a question of bottle or nerve?
I don't know. I think it comes down to a lot of things. You can throw that in. You can throw in take your chances, getting the right decision, playing well, lots of little things. But you know, I can only speak from since me and Kenny's been in, and you know, there's been questions put to us or put to the players, as I say, and they've responded. We're 1-0 up against Cowdenbeath. People obviously we think Rangers should beat Cowdenbeath. They come back to 1-1 with 8 minutes to go. We go score 3. You know, we're 2-0 down at Falkirk. People write you off. We come back to 2 each. We're at Queen at South. They peg us back to 1-1, and people are doubting. They go. The other night we're 1-0 down. Half time, there's doubts. The players themselves now have got belief in each other. The morale's good. I'm confident that we can go out and we'll create opportunities, which we've done majority of the games. So yeah, it's a culmination of everything. But if I could have the biggest factor, it would be luck. And one manager used to say to me, I'd rather be a lucky manager than a good one. So let's see what brings.
Hibs have lost a couple of fairly big games in recent times with the playoff last year, the cup semi-final. Is that something that might play on their mind then?
I don't think so. I've got to say, I thought they were unlucky in the cup semi-final. Again, a bit of luck. I thought they played well. They're probably over the piece deserved. Falkirk were terrific. They got the job done and got through. But I think if you look at the big picture, you know, Hibs were unfortunate. They actually played well. Last season, obviously, it was disappointing for the club after taking a 2-0 lead in. But different manager, different players. But we'll see. You never know. I think it's not so much the play, it's the crowd, how tense they get. And that's what I'm saying. Going to Easter Road in the second leg might not be a bad thing.
I was chatting to Kenny earlier about your joint playoff experience. Kenny was on the winning side and you were on the losing side.
Is that right? Oh, yeah. I know, I didn't actually realise he played, and he was such a young chap he was, but yeah. I came on at half-time and we were 3-0 down, so I don't classify that as a appearance. But yeah, in fact it was on TV the other night, and I watched it through clenched teeth. But yeah. Well, listen, again, big games this season. Scored at Hearts, scored at home at Hearts, scored at Hibs. Rely on him when he's got big game experience, and we've got a few lads like that. So if he's selected, then hopefully he'll perform.
Is everyone fit? Sorry for.
Yeah. I think the only I say frustrating point is that I think the games are going to be the first playoff game are going to be Saturday, Wednesday, and then TV got involved, and obviously it was Saturday, Sunday. So it shortens our. I think I should imagine since the other night, since Alan realised who they're going to play, they've been sort of preparing, on the training ground the last 2 days. We've actually been sort of recovering and recuperating. But I don't think, certainly mentally and physically, we'll be ready. We've not named the side today because we want to look at another couple of things, watch a couple more DVDs and etc. But everyone that played the other night are fully fit. And as I say, Lee McCulloch's come back and trained as well. So we're good regarding that.
Stuart, just on Kenny Miller's contract extension, do you know, has it kicked in yet?
I don't know, has it? Did you not ask him?
Yeah, he didn't know either.
Well, if he don't know, we're in trouble, aren't we? I'm sure it's in the... it will be kicking. I think prior to me coming here, he'd played enough games for it to kick in. So I don't know. I thought, well, if he don't know, we're struggling. But it's there. It's in. He plays a number of games. It kicks in. So I don't know the rules and regulations to it, but I'm sure it will do.
Just finally, sorry, one more. You touched on it the other day with Darren McGregor, with the booking potentially hanging over him. How does he approach this? Any particular instructions?
No, Darren. If we were to get through, Darren would miss the final leg of the.
All right, so it's not even if he picks up another booking already.
No, he went 5 games without getting a yellow, and Kenny was the same. So unfortunately, the other day. But again, we won't think about that because we've got 2 tough games. But he. As I say, in England, you go into playoffs, the bookings get quashed. And I think that's a sensible, common sense thing to do. And I flagged it up a month ago, and it wasn't just about our players. Hibs have a couple had a couple on the brink. So did Queen of South. I think it's something that needs looking at next season, and hopefully will be addressed.